Rejoice, fellow content creators, because now Instagram has finally been indexed by Google. About time. This is just another little nail in your coffin. You're going to have to come to the table and get on the short form train. When people are searching content creation, there might start being a heap of videos from us.
If you're watching this episode after the 10th of July.
Yeah, okay, what's going to happen?
As of the 10th of July,
it is going to be indexed by Google.
Is going to be indexed by Google.
About time. About time. So, as many people online would know, TikTok and YouTube is currently indexed by Google, which means that the content that you're creating on there, the captions that you're making, all of that kind of stuff is feeding into your SEO and your online profile. That has not quite been the case with Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. So
I think LinkedIn does show up in search. Facebook. Okay. Well, let's break it down. So previously, before this happened, if you search something to look on Instagram, a profile would come up.
Yeah.
So your profile was
correct. So if you do like Wildkinds Studio, our Instagram profile is probably one of the first things, aside from our website, would be the first thing to come up. But again, it's just the profile.
Yeah, which is why bio optimization it's a big thing for the platform, but also for Google as well.
Yeah.
But as of the 10th of July, if you were to search in, let's say this, like Google or Instagram getting indexed by Google, there is an opportunity for the short form clip of this podcast to show up in search and 100%. Push it back to our Instagram profile.
Which is great for people who are already making short form social media content on platforms that aren't just YouTube and TikTok, which is a lot of people. So as we know, Instagram, less so Facebook, but Instagram especially, is one of the easiest platforms for converting people into an actual sale from. One of the easiest. So for a lot of people, that's going to be exciting news that's going to now be feeding into their overarching SEO strategy. For people who aren't making short form content, unfortunately for you, for whatever reason that you're not currently doing this is just another little nail in your coffin of like, you're going to have to, over time, come to the table and get on the short form train, because it's just becoming more and more and more and more and more apparent that that's where the world is going.
Yeah. And from the articles that I've read, a big thing that they were saying is this is an opportunity for brands that aren't currently utilizing Instagram and Facebook. Let's just go with Instagram. Aren't utilizing Instagram as much. It's a good opportunity to jump back on the platform and make the most of it because of the updates that are actually coming.
100%. So I think it'd be cool to explain a little bit about like what's brought this about. So one of through looking through some of the articles is a term that I actually hadn't heard before. Was it zero click?
Zero click future.
Zero click future. So
which I have seen.
I've seen the effects of it, but I didn't know it had a name or anything. So for people playing around at home, what you've been noticing a little bit is when you search into things, the very first response is an AI-generated response.
This is in Google. So Gemini will basically give you...
It's happening in Facebook too.
Oh, really?
In Meta.
With Meta AI.
Yeah. So like a lot of places, the first, like after you Google or you search something, the first thing that comes up is an AI-generated response, which is collating some of the information that it thinks you want from multiple sources and delivering it to you. Yeah. And it sounds like Google especially wants to make this what the future of Google looks like. And so Instagram and Facebook have realized that to be a part of that future, they need to open up all of their stuff so that Google can actually trawl it.
Yeah.
So from my understanding, that the reason why it wasn't being pushed as SEO through Facebook and Instagram is just because of the fact that they're a competitor platform to Google and YouTube. And so they didn't open up all of their stuff to them. Whereas now they're like, we want to be a part of that.
Yeah, we want to be a part of the party.
We want to be a part of the party. We need to open this up.
Yeah.
And so knowing that that's going to be the future, what does this actually now mean for your content? I think personally, the goal of content should always be to be first a good piece of content. 100%.
Well, exactly the same as like when you're writing a blog post, you don't just jam, like keyword stuff.
That's exactly what people do.
Yeah.
That is exactly what people do. And that's why blogs are shit.
Yeah.
And no one reads them anymore.
But now with the introduction of AI, and a lot of people talk about this, is obviously it's very smart. Like you can tell when you're just trying to jam keywords in there and sentences don't flow.
So Google's been cracking down on that for a while.
Exactly. So again, it's like if you're making content and you're just trying to jam keywords in there that don't make sense, it still has to flow like a conversation and make sense.
Well, I think that if you're thinking about your content from SEO first, you've lost a huge opportunity. You need to be thinking about your audience. You're making content for your audience. So that's always priority number one. But now with the updates, if you're consistently talking about similar topics, like for us, if we're talking about content creation a lot, it's going to, especially inside the video, so it'll have access to your transcripts and all of that, as well as your captions and the comments. It's going to start building that into your digital profile. Like when people are searching content creation, there might start being a heap of videos from us and things like that. So that's really exciting, is bringing that element into it, which I think I'm interested to see if over the next few years, this means that the platforms are going to more and more and more favor people who talk about the one or two topics and don't go everywhere.
We've even seen this on TikTok. So I've seen a few people do tests on this, and essentially what they would do is they would create a brand new account, and I think it's the first 6 or 9 posts.
They reward you with more?
No, so it actually sets the standard for the account.
Okay.
So if you post the first 6 videos about, let's say, golf, it basically categorizes your account as a golf account.
Okay.
And if you try deviate from that, it takes a lot of effort to basically break that mold. I don't know if that's changed recently, but that was something that I saw a lot of people doing tests on and finding, which is really interesting, right? So again, it's like algorithms will always prefer you to talk about less things in more depth.
Because they know their whole job is to keep people on the platform.
Exactly.
And the whole way to keep people on the platform is to show people what they want to watch.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
if people don't know what you are, what you're talking about, then it's not going to know who to actually show it to.
Yeah. But even just like from a practical standpoint, let's stick on the golf thing. If someone just talks about golf, the likelihood of someone that is interested in golf being shown that person's bit of content and them liking it is high. Whereas if they talk about golf and religion and politics and cars or something, it might not understand that one of their posts is about cars and show it to someone who's interested in golf. And then it's like, oh, I'm not interested in that. And then it like negatively impacts that person because now it's like, it's not as clear exactly like what you are posting. So I guess that's where it's a good opportunity to go deeper on less topics as opposed to just kind of talking about everything. Although in saying that, some people are finding a lot of success being like kind of like general in nature as well. But I find those people
more entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment and personality. Yeah. It's like you follow the person because of the person, not the things they're talking about.
100%.
Yeah.
And I think Ryan Serhan is probably a good example of that. Like, yeah, he's a real estate agent, I think, first, and now he owns a bunch of other businesses and stuff. But most people that are following him are following him for the entertainment of his personality and going along with it, not because they're looking to buy a house or do whatever else that he's interested in doing.
Yeah. He is still sticking within that like kind of like real estate or high-end real estate niche as well. So
the back and forth content that I've been watching of his, nothing to do with real estate. Like, they still talk about transacting deals and this person, but it's more about employee. It's more like The Office.
Yeah, okay.
Than anything. So
changing it up.
Yeah, well, I think he's trying to build more of the personal brand, which I think is going to be the juggernaut of businesses for the coming years. So he's getting himself ready for that, which is cool. But so what can people take away from this at the moment is that I think that in the immediate, if you already have an SEO strategy and you know what kind of keywords and stuff you're focusing on in your business, this should, if it's not already, start flowing through to the videos, the types of videos that you make, as well as what you talk about in them and what words show up in your captions. We already see that if you include keywords in like the first few words of your caption, you tend to get better results of things, just because I think people can just see it really easily, and the algorithm's being able to better identify what it is. Like, say, morph sanding, for example. If you chuck drywall in the first sentence, then you usually do pretty well. Yeah. which is sick.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. Exciting news. I'm looking forward to everything being indexed by Google, so that then I can rip more transcripts off the internet and learn more about stuff. And I think it's another step into the future of AI being able to be better at marketing.
Yeah, it'll significantly help with paid ads as well. Because if you think like even Facebook now, a lot of like what is like 56% or something is the creative itself, which means that it's not looking at a lot of the other stuff. So if you do a really, really good ad that has, you know, keywords baked into it and it's, you know, targeting the right kind of people, it'll be able to better find your ideal customer as opposed to having a kind of like fluffy ad and trying to stuff keywords into like the caption and stuff like that.
Good times.